So what are the terms of the deal offered to the UK by Donald Tusk, the European Council President? Well, the fact is this is the basis of the deal that he hopes to present to David Cameron at a European summit on February the 18th and 19th. Basically the launch pad for David Cameron's referendum campaign. We all expect there to be a deal now in February. What does it involve? It basically involves reassuring Britain that someone over in Brussels is listening. There's a whole load of detail in it, but the important thing for David Cameron is that the British people have concerns, whether it's on sovereignty, EU's competitiveness, protections for the City of London, or questions of migration. So how will this deal affect the City of London? Well, there's a lot of concern that the Eurozone is calling the shots in the European Union and the single market. There are 19 Eurozone countries. And what this Tusk paper does is essentially says, look, we have to treat each other with mutual respect, no discrimination. The Bank of England is supreme in delivering financial regulation in the UK. And if there's a dispute, and if there's a sense the Eurozone is ganging up to impose unwelcome regulations on the City of London, then George Osborne, the Chancellor, could pull an emergency brake and refer things up to heads of government. Now, some critics will say that's not good enough because in the end, it will come back down to the finance ministers who will take the decision on majority voting. So how will this affect the issue of migration? Well, it's the biggest issue for many people in this country, and particularly for the tabloid press. What David Cameron has done is he's gradually whittled away some of his demands. There won't be a cap on the number of people coming to the UK. Angela Merkel wouldn't tolerate that. What there will be are restrictions for up to 4 years on the ability of migrants to claim British in-work benefits, mainly tax credits. But there's a bit of detail in here which the tabloid press have already latched onto, which is this, that migrants will be restricted in their ability to claim tax credits, but they'll be gradually phased in over that 4-year period. So far from it being a ban on people claiming tax credits, there's nothing of the sort. And I think that's one weak area that David Cameron may have to address in the coming weeks. So the final political question is this going to wash with the Conservative Party? Well, we've had a taste of that just today. Back in the House of Commons, Tory MPs lining up to denounce this deal. While it might be successful in its own terms, lots of Tory MPs think that David Cameron was far too timid in what he was asking for. He didn't ask for the repatriation of wholesale powers. He didn't ask for the supremacy of European law over Britain to be revoked. There'll be lots of argument about the detail of this Tusk letter, but I think the important thing for David Cameron is to show that someone in Europe is listening to him. I think it's not a bad deal for David Cameron on his own terms. Certainly there's enough in there to give the impression that he's moving in the right direction. But at the end of the day, the European referendum won't be fought on what's in Mr. Tusk's letter today, but on crucial issues about Britain's position in the world, the importance of the EU to the British economy, and questions of national security. And that argument will rumble on for the next 4 months.